headline reads, median home prices exceed $600,000 for the first time in Salt Lake County. Hey guys, Jake Breen here with Team Utah Cribs at Berkshire Hathaway Utah Properties. Well, it's end of April 2022, and yes, another article has come out that is giving a lot of our friends, family, and clientele some heartburn. And essentially what the article is explaining is that in the last 12 months, we've seen median price rise in Salt Lake County almost 26%. So a home that was $500,000 last year is now over $600,000 this year. And you know what? The article's not wrong. I fact-checked the data here like we often do. And this one even has a quote from Governor Spencer Cox, who said he feels like the market is getting out of hand. So when we share information like this, oftentimes people then ask us, well, when is the bubble going to burst? And although there's a lot of directions I could take this advice, I think it really is empowering for us to understand where these numbers come from. So I know you can't see these numbers, but let me narrate for you what you're looking at. This is a graph of all single family home sales and how many units sold, how many came on the market, and what the median price was at that time. And this is a quarterly snapshot. So first quarter of 2006, median price was $205,000. That bottomed out in the recession in 2012, where median price was $190. And then look what's happened over the last decade. Single family home has gone from median price in 2012 of $190,000 to now $604,000. If you were to look at only that number, which says single family homes have more than tripled in our market in the last 10 years, of course, a conclusion would be, well, when's this bubble gonna burst? Now, we can help educate you and give you reports and data to combat that theory, but I will just summarize it here for you in this video. First thing you gotta look at is what census people track, and that is in-migration into our state. We are one of the #1 in-migration states, and COVID only exacerbated that in-migration. 2, employment levels and our local microeconomic data. Our microeconomic data in Utah is extremely strong. Now, often people say, well, you're a realtor, of course you're gonna say it's just gonna keep going up and I should buy. But the reality is, if you take a data-backed approach to analyzing that question and you see how low inventory is, it's simple economics. When there's very low supply and high demand, you continue to see prices rise. However, I will tell you a little secret. I just finished a multiple county-wide report for Berkshire Hathaway for the state of Utah. And I've been tracking this data and information for over 14 years. And this was the very first time in 14 years that every unit type I checked in every county I analyzed had a unit sale decrease in first quarter of 2022 over what it was in first quarter of 2021. What does that mean? We have even lower supply, even lower inventory right now in 2022, and those houses are getting gobbled up. And for probably multiple other reasons, a lot of sellers are not selling. In other words, there's not a lot of resale homes and a lot of new construction builders, because of supply chain issues and other things, can't catch up and deliver enough supply as we have demand in our market. So you've got all these things culminating. What do we think will happen? Well, one, I do think we're at the tail end of this crazy rapid appreciation run up. And I hope we see a leveling off. There's a lot of reasons that's not necessarily good for the market to just continue up. We all get excited for those of us that own property in our equity positions, but at the same time, it doesn't keep the entire housing market very robust for all players. And what we want is kind of in what's called an equilibrium, where there's about a 3-month supply of housing, and then you won't see rapid appreciation, but you can still have your real estate be rather liquid and it can sell pretty easily. If we go over 6 months supply, which we haven't seen in over a decade, you then translate from an extreme seller's market to a buyer's market. I think it's unlikely that we see that, but I do think we'll get inventory in check over the next year. And the number one factor for that is interest rates. It's here, guys. Everyone's been telling us, economists have been telling us, the Fed's been telling us that they would go up, but that's occurred over the last 2 months. And we've had people recently closing in the high 4%, if not 5%, 30-year fixed interest rates. And that is having the intended effect I believe the Fed wanted, which is to slow the crazy appreciation and see if we can just cool off the market a little bit. But don't misinterpret that for a downturn. And for you buyers, that begs the question, should you wait? Or should you just buy now? Well, there's two reasons that you would use to analyze that question. The first would be purchase price, the second would be interest rate. It's unlikely you really see rates go back down significantly, and it's extremely unlikely that you see a median price downturn. We could dive deeper as to why, but believe me when I tell you that those things are unlikely. And so if that's the answer, then your answer is yes, now is still the best time to buy if you need to get into the game. Everybody's situation is different, and that's what we do here at Team Utah Cribs. We educate you so you can make an educated decision when it comes to your real estate. So that we can give you a personalized answer according to your situation, reach out to us. Text, email, or phone call. We're always just that far away. Thanks.